Hey there, I am John Harder. I want to talk to you about TBC. You see, TBC is an abundance-based cryptocurrency. Now, the monetary system that we have been using for the past several hundred years, it was rigged. It was controlled by a few people, by the central banking system, central banking cartel, controlling it and uh, continuously putting us through boom bust cycles, which cycles they used to rake in huge amounts of money through the economy. Creating getting people to create a lot of debt, get deep into debt. Supplying a lot of money, and then when there is lots, then people get confident and they put a lot of they commit to a lot of debt, buying better houses, better vehicles, all of these things, and then they would basically collapse the economy, and people would lose their houses. Uh, Maybe you thought that this was all natural. That's what I used to think. This was all just kind of happening by accident. Well, no. This was all under control. Nothing was by accident. But you see, Bitcoin was created for the purpose of not allowing the central banks to do this, because you would be using Bitcoin uh, as a monetary system. But I think we pretty much know already that that doesn't really go. It never really went because, for one, uh, after Bitcoin was created, many more cryptocurrencies were created. And these are all in exchanges. When you have, well, let me just ask you a question here first. Have you ever thought about it, what that really does when these currencies are in exchanges like that? Have you ever given it much thought? What really happens? Well, I can kind of explain it to you, maybe at least enough that you will be able to understand why it is so easy to lose money in the exchanges or in the cryptocurrency space. And it's why it's so easy for some people to really gain fortunes in the exchanges. Well, it works kind of like this. A new coin comes on. There are a few people who buy a lot of coin because there's always those who are willing to take risks because they see the potential that's in it, to and are willing to take a risk. Well, then there's also those who aren't quite as willing to take a risk and they are investing less. And then there's those who are sitting by the sidelines for a while because they're going to wait first to see what's going to happen and then make their decision as to how much they want to invest, or if any, or whatever, right? And usually what happens, let me take you through this, and I think you will understand it quite clearly. Okay, so new coin comes on. A few people buy pretty large amounts. The coin is at this point worth very, very little. Then the coin gains price, gains value. Value, I wouldn't say value really, but the coin goes up in price. And as others are seeing that, they get confident and they buy some too. Every time more is being bought, the price sort of keeps up, 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 up. Then all of a sudden, those first few buyers decide now is a good time to cash in. And they sell, likely not all of theirs, but sell fair portions of their coins, and then the price drops. That drop instantly starts scaring people, and they sell too, and the price drops more. And until the last ones are just willing to sell whatever they can get yet, even though it's already a lot less than what they actually paid. They're willing to lose just so they can get some of their money back. You understand what I'm saying, right? So you have, and now that it's down here, what are the people going to do that the first ones that bought big batches, what are they going to do when the price is down here? They're going to go back and buy again, which does what? Puts the price back up a little higher, little higher, little higher, little higher. Can you see how the manipulation of a few, how that siphons away the wealth from the rest, which are less confident and less experienced maybe, but aren't as willing to take risks, and thus lose out, not only lose out on the gains, but lose money that they've invested. That is basically how those the coins work in the cryptocurrency space that are in exchanges. It's a great way for a risk taker to gain some pretty good wealth. But it's also a great way for those who are less willing to take risk to lose what they've put in. Okay? Now let's look at TBC for a little bit, which is not in the exchanges. Now I'm going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that since we are programmed, our minds are programmed to a poverty-based system, which is our fiat monetary system, that it's a poverty-based system, and it has our minds all conditioned to poverty. That is the basic mindset of most people is a poverty-based mindset, because it's been conditioned so by the use of the debt-based monetary system. Now, if you take and you look at an abundance-based monetary system, you will have to do a little bit of thinking for it to make sense to you, because unless you understand it, unless you think of it a little bit more deeply than what the poverty-based coins are, you'll have to get beyond that and see the value. You see, the value that is in anything, there have to be people giving it value. You could have a beautiful city, for instance, that would be let's say it's way out in the desert. There is this beautiful city, and nobody knows about it. Now, I know that that's not very likely that there would be a big, beautiful city without anybody knowing, of course. But let's use the scenario anyways, okay? Nobody knows it's there. We're all over here sitting at the beach having martini or whatever, while that beautiful city over there, uh, no, that's not a good scenario. Let's do it this way instead. We're all over here, we're slaving with our debt-based system, and we are, we're working and coming home all sweaty and dirty, and man, it's we're just happy that we can at least afford to have a beer after work. And meantime, there's this beautiful city over there that has everything, lots of wealth, but we don't know about it until all of a sudden we discover it, and we go over there and we find this city, and we tell others. Why would we tell others? Why not just keep it to ourselves? Well, the thing is, if you're by yourself, it doesn't matter how much value it has or how good it is or whatever. You need people. We need people. There's so much there, and it's all good, but we need people. We need people to associate with. We need people to do business with. We need people to for almost anything you want to do, you need people to interact with and to. So now we have to conclude that that city over there would not have any value unless there were people giving it value. Otherwise, it wouldn't have any. That's kind of how TBC is. It's out there in the desert of all of the cryptocurrencies, where most people seem to be scared of cryptocurrencies. And if they're not scared of it, they may have heard about it, but certainly aren't involved. While others are, while a few are getting very rich from it. But then there is TBC, where nobody loses any money on TBC. You can only gain until it reaches its full potential. And then you wouldn't gain anymore, but you can still use it for trading, and it'll keep its worth. It doesn't go down, it only goes up. And it does so because its value is based on people. It's based on the fact that we are creators. Every one of us, we are creators. That's what we were born for, to be here in this world, to create our own world of enjoyment and fun, and help others do the same. This is true wealth, when we can help each other and thereby helping ourselves. Not in a manipulated system where a few people siphon all the wealth away from everyone else, and the best that everyone else can do is slave away just to try to keep their bills paid. Not a good system. TBC is a very good system because it makes you wealthy. Now, while we're in the wealth building stage, you can get wealthy with TBC. And I know that people who don't understand it, there are some people who say negative things about it because they don't understand it. They don't realize what the value of TBC really is. And this is why it's not in the exchanges. It's because if it were in the exchanges, it could be manipulated just like all the other coins can. But that's why we're not putting it there. It doesn't belong there. It is a wealth building. It is here for us to build the wealth now. And then once we have reached full adaptability everywhere, then we will freely use it to pay for goods and services and use the wealth that we have accumulated, not just for ourselves, but for others as well, to help others to become wealthy. So if you want to know more about TBC, I have some links under this video that you can check out, and you can certainly learn more. And through the month of May, TBC is going to again have the Cookie Rewards program, which was on during the month of December of 2017. And now during the month of May, it'll be on again. And what that means is if you buy $100 worth of TBC, this will qualify you for one cookie reward. A cookie reward is one TBC. That's what you get for buying $100 worth of coin. And one TBC is already worth more than $3 million. So that's how easy it is to become a millionaire in the month of May 2018. So check out the links under this video, and I'll be happy to sell you some TBC so you can become a millionaire, a multimillionaire at that. Thank you.